weekend.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the Netflix limited TV show Who is Erin Carter. It's a 7-episode show that stars Erin Ahmed, Sean Teal, Denise Gough, Indica Watson, Charlotte Vega and Susanna Fielding. Now this focuses on Erin Ahmed's character Erin Carter. We see right at the beginning, she is making an escape from the UK with a little toddler. She gets on like a fishing trawler and heads off to Spain. It then jumps 5 years into the future. She is now working as like a supply teacher in a Spanish school. She's married to Geordie, and her daughter Harper is 5 years older. She's leading a seemingly normal life. And then she, in the supermarket with her daughter, happens to stumble across an armed robbery. In order to defend herself and her daughter, she ends up killing one of the robbers. One of the robbers recognizes her and leaves. This then leads to a whole spiraling storyline where she's got a sordid past in the UK, a criminal past. And the people associated with her past have got a score to settle. Right, what are my thoughts on Who is Erin Carter? Well, that description doesn't really do this series justice, really. This is... I don't really know the best way to describe it. It's one of those shows, if you like, where you're really going to have to suspend your disbelief here when you watch it. Because there's so much that happens in these 7 episodes that you're going to have to suspend your disbelief to get any real enjoyment out of it. Because I watched it with my wife this week. A couple of my wife's friends had recommended it to her, so she said, should we give it a go? I said, yeah, I'm up for it, we'll try it. I probably wouldn't have watched it otherwise. It's not a sort of show that jumps out at me sort of thing and saying, watch me. Now, while I thought the show was, fine for the most part, there was moments in this show where me and my wife kept looking at each other and like picking holes in it, but in a fun way. Do you know what I mean? For example, when she breaks up this armed robbery at the supermarket and kills this one assailant, she's covered in blood on her dress and stuff. And nobody seems to care that she's covered in blood. At the hospital, she's covered in blood. She gets home, she's still covered in blood. She gets a bit frisky with her husband, still in the same frock, covered in blood. And you're just kind of like, hang on a minute. Even if she, and when you consider who she is, when you learn more about her, isn't that fussed, surely he would have been, and the daughter, and everybody, And there's things like that happen in this show over and over again, that you'll be able to pick holes in it. There's like the world's worst police officer in this show who is best friends with Geordie and figures out basically that Erin isn't who she claims to be, and kind of uses her to kind of expose like these Spanish gangs. That kind of opens her up even more to her past. Now, much of this show, it's like a bit of a mystery. The first 2 or 3 episodes, it really is Who is Erin Carter. We don't know a lot about her. She's got skills. She's almost John Wick-like in her approach to survival. And then I think it's episode 4, we'll learn who she is. And how she got to where she was. The whole episode 4 is dedicated to her past. And I'm not going to spoil who she is and what have you, but you kind of learn what she did 5 years previously and how she ended up in Spain. And again, the suspension of disbelief here is, she's moved to another continent really, and out of the blue, no one's looking for her at this point. Out of the blue, the 2 people that are robbing a supermarket in Spain are people she knew from her past. Now that might get away with that coincidence if she was in the UK, but this is Spain. So not only does she run into these people randomly from her past it's in Spain, not even in the UK, which is where she knew them previously. And then the criminal kingpin, who it is revealed later in the show, has a direct connection to her as well. And it's just like the coincidences go on and on and on, and the possibility to pick holes in the plot go on and on and on. But the show is fun. And to be honest, it's quite nicely put together. The action scenes are done in a fairly convincing way. Yes, it is frustrating sometimes, some of the things that go on in it, but it is definitely a lot of fun to watch for the most part. I think the performances are all of a good quality here. It's got that continental feel to it, obviously. It's got that really bright, sunny feel to it. It looks beautiful at times. And the final 2 episodes are essentially just an action flick. It's just full on action. It's like this desperate fight for survival and fight for her family sort of thing, as her past completely catches up with her, and it becomes a real scramble for survival. So I think this actually is certainly worth checking out. It's a decent watch. Just suspend your disbelief when you go into it a little bit, or it's probably going to frustrate you. There are better shows out there, but it's not what I would describe as a waste of your time. There are some fun moments here in this, decent performances. It looks nice, it feels different, it's got that continental feel to it, and definitely, it's only 7 episodes, it's not going to take up too much of your time either. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. I will be back with more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.